Hello. Okay, today I'm going to show you how we can automate posting from Airtable and Make onto Instagram. It's pretty simple. I use it for this account called Sky is Busy. And the reason I do this is because I tend to do a lot of research on my laptop. And since this account is primarily for just documenting projects that are inspiring me, I find a lot of projects when I'm on my laptop, and so I like to dump everything in one place, and I wished there was a folder that would just magically post everything. And so I created that. And so today I want to show you how I did that. And also to note, I still use my phone to post on Instagram. I do think it's a very easy process, but since a bulk of my research is on my laptop, I also made an easier process just for my laptop. So that's what I built, and I'm excited to show you. So this is Instagram, as you know. We're gonna connect it to something called Make, and this is how the entire connection is gonna look like. I'll show you step by step on how to make this, and we're also gonna make an Airtable database where all of the posts are gonna be stored. And we're going to go through this step by step. So the first thing we're going to do is to create an Airtable account. It's totally free, and we're going to start from scratch. So what you're going to do is, as soon as you open Airtable, you're going to click in to create a new database. And so don't worry, this is all totally free. You create a new database, and we're going to title it Demo Base, just so we have everything. Okay. What I like to do is have my brain dump document. And so if we look into how I did my Sky is Busy Airtable, you can see that I have a working view, which is where I call it my brain dump, where everything is just on it and it's like my work in progress. And then I have another view where I see all the posts that are done, that are edited, ready to go, but have not been posted yet. This is where all the posted and published live posts are, so I can see when I've posted it, what I've posted, and if it's gone. And then this is just all of them in one view where I see the done, the in progress, and also all the live ones. So we're going to make that. And to do so, I'm going to go back to demo base. And what I found really effective for me was to have a simple name. We're going to then put in caption, long text is good. We're going to put in hashtags. Change this to long text as well. Status, this is built in, it has to do, in progress, done. I also like to add live so I know it's up on Instagram. And then we're going to do attachments. Yes, these are the photos that we're going to post. And if you also want to do video, that is an option too. If you want to edit on your laptop and then directly post it from here. I still find posting videos from my phone is way easier, but this is also an option. So I have video, and this is the most important one, which is post type. Single check, post type. And what this does is it tells Make that we have essentially these three, and there's like a process for each different one. So we have one photo, one reel, and one carousel. Create field. What else? And another important one is when the heck you want to schedule this for. So schedule for, you put date, include time, if you care about that, and create field. Also, another one is, this is optional. I don't really use this, but it is to retrieve the URL of the Instagram post that's gone out. Let's just make it. Let's rename this to brain dump, and then duplicate this to have one for, let's say, live and published. published, it's out in the world. And then we have another one for all posts. And then maybe another one for done if you want to use the workflow that I have. For mine, I have it filtered in a very simple way. It's for the working or the brain dump, I just have the status. I'm adding a condition where it says the status is everything else but live and done. And then for done, the status is done. And then for all posts, there's no filter. And for live and published, again, it's very simple. It's live. That's pretty much it. And once you have all of your views ready and you understand, like, this is the process that's easy for my brain to understand, which is why I made 4, because I need them. So let's rename this too. So it's not the default. Let's say IG posting schedule. Okay, so you can make as many tabs as you want, as many views. That's making it easier for you to figure out how you want to see your posts. There's also a calendar view if that's easier as well. Now what we need to do is connect Airtable with Make, and the way we do that is through something called an API. And since Airtable is removing that, we have to use something that they call personal access tokens. And this is the token that I am using for Sky is Busy. If you're making a new one, you're not going to see anything here. So what we're going to do is click create token. Let's name it the same thing that the Airtable database is called, so it's easy for us to understand. And then we add all of these scopes, which is essentially like permissions of what you want this API to do, or this PAT to do. And so we're essentially saying, like, look at all the records, read it, write it, and comment. Yeah. And so once this is done, this is the main part. We got to add which base this is listening to and reading and writing and editing. So it's the demo base right here. And click create token. And I'm blurring this out, but it's going to be a long string of letters and numbers. And then you click copy, done. And we're going to take this into make.com. So we go into Make. This is how mine it looks. But when you open Make for the first time, you're going to see this sort of interface. And what you want to do is create new scenario. And we're going to start with Airtable. And we click search records. And we click on add, connection type, Airtable token and key. Let's name this demo base token, personal access token, and then we paste the really long string of letters and numbers here. Then click save. And then it should be able to read what your account has. And so there we go, demo base. Now we have all the information we need from there. And our table, which is IG posting table, since I only have one. And then we click on select all because we want it to listen to all of these. Okay, so this is the main thing. What we want it to listen to, even though we have like our brain dump, we have the live and public, we have everything. But we only want it to listen to the ones that we say are done. So what we want to say here is status is equal to done. And everything else is good. So we hit save. And now, like the system that I had in Sky is Busy, there are 3 levels to this. And this is why we created 3 post type tags, because Make understands this individually. So we need to create an automation for each type of post. So for this, let's put in a router. Because we know we have multiple routes we need to take, but since it's taking it from the same database, we don't need to create individual ones, and we can just make it from the same thing. Okay, so by default it makes 2. We can add a 3rd one as well, but let's start with a very simple photo post. But before we do that, we have to say You have to click on this line here that connects Airtable and the router. And what we're going to say here is post it now. This rule that we're doing, it just looks at when we've scheduled the post and then it says, okay, it says it's this time, so let's post it. And the condition we're going to add here is look at schedule for, and the equal to is we're going to go to this calendar view here and click on now. There we go. And then we hit save. So it says posting, yes, now. Okay. On this line here, and we're going to do create a single photo post. So the condition that we want to look for is the most important thing that we created in Airtable is the post type. Now, all of these are coming from our Airtable. So which is why it's very important to have that set up. And so we make sure that they're talking to each other. So we click on post type. And we want to, again, make sure that we're typing in the exact thing that we mentioned here. So in post type, we have photo, reel, and carousel. So it needs to be the exact same. It's case sensitive, so we need to type post type and what is this? Photo? Photo. So Make is understanding that look into post type as a category. If it has the tag photo, then only do this. We click save, and what we want to do is go into Instagram. Where's Instagram? And then we say create a photo post. You can see how there are these three individual, like all of these different tasks that it can do. So that's why each of them have an individual bubble, I guess. But even though on our phone it's like one button, this operates in a different way. So we click on photo post. And when you do this, since my account is already connected, the way you would go about connecting yours when you're doing it for the first time is you click on this add button and you would see this pop up. This is normal. And then you need to click on save, and then it would take you to Facebook for Business. And if you're already signed in, you would see that your account is right there. You click into it and then it connects. And once that's done, you select, if you have multiple pages, select the one and you're ready to go. So what we want to take from here is photo and URL, because we only want to post that one photo that's in the attachments. And then as we come down, the caption here is, since we already have a captions column, we click on captions and then we put hashtags. I'm formatting it this way so I have space between the caption and hashtags. User tags, location ID, you don't need all of that. And then that's it. And then you hit save. What we also want to make sure we're doing is update Airtable to say that yes, it's been posted and it's updated, it's live. So what we do is update a record. It's already taken the demo-based token that we have listed, and then we click IG posting schedule. Here we say our ID, and then we update the status to live down here. Is there anything else? Anything else? And then again, if you want to have your URL post ID, that's also possible, but I don't use it. Okay. So the next thing that we want to create is a reel post. So we give it a label saying create reel post when we click on this line. And the condition here is post type. And we type in reel. That's it. And then we do the same thing for Instagram business, create a reel post. Your Instagram is connected. Click on video, URL, caption, same thing, space, hashtag, save. And then again, update the Airtable, update your record, your base, your demo base, table, IG posting table, record ID, bring in our ID here, status live, and in case you want this again. That's it. Okay, now is a little trickier. There's like 2 more steps to add. So for this one, the carousel, what we need to do, first we need to define this label, what we've done. Create a carousel post. Our condition is, again, what are we looking for? Post type, and what this is a carousel. I hope that's the same spelling. And then what we need to do, because in our Airtable, let me show you with Sky's Busy, we have multiple different images in one, versus in some posts there is only one photo, and which is why it's important to categorize these two, because the way Make understands a carousel post versus a photo post, it has like a different mechanism to process multiple images versus one image. So in here, what we want to do is go to, not router, iterator. What this is doing is looking at the entry from Airtable and splitting it up. It's looking for all of the attachments, so all the photos. Hit save. And then we want to bring it into an array aggregator. So that's not over there, just type in array aggregator. Source model, iterator, we're just connecting it back there. We need to see Instagram here, which we will not. We need to add it. But that's okay, we click save. Next thing we need to add is Instagram to post carousel posts. And so everything's connected here. For files, we turn on map. And we got to make sure that map is also on over here. This one is fine. Yeah, so map is on over there. And then we mention our array. These are the images. And then we put in our captions and then space, hashtags, location, that's fine. Save, and then update Airtable. Update record, base, demo base, table. This is the same thing. And then here we get ID, status live, post type, no, ID post. Post ID. Yes. Save. So here when we come back to the array aggregator, we can see files. And this media type, image. These are all the attributes that Make will collect from the images. So after we get image, what we have to get is just simply the URL, and then everything else is good. We hit save. This is done. That's done. We save this to demo base IG posting automation. And then we click on save. So what I have set up is that I run it every 30 minutes. So I say every 30 minutes, and in what I do is I only run it 30 minutes between a certain time frame. So I run it from 10:30 in the morning to around 3 p.m. That's pretty much it. And then I run it on all days. I don't really post on Saturday and Sunday, so doesn't need to run then. And all the months. So now what it's going to do is every 30 minutes between this time frame, it's going to keep running it. Now, Make does not run every minute. Even though in my Airtable, I sometimes might say 12:49, it's not because I just set it for 12:49. It probably took the time that I was making the post. And usually, like, sometimes I change it 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, where it's at a 30-minute interval, but it really doesn't matter. It takes it from before or after that time that you set, which is why our rule here was important, like posting now. And what we're looking at is, even though the scheduled time is, let's say, 6 p.m. or 6:13, because it runs at 6 and 6:30, it will definitely post it either at 6 or 6:30. And when you hit run, it will post it for you automatically. That's pretty much it. I hope this brings so much